All right, people, welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to be training at OK Fitness and I'm absolutely buzzing for this session here. I don't know why, but I got a lot of energy today. So could be due to the fact that yesterday I had a bit too much food. So I had an extra 700 calories. So I'm trying to eat 2,300 calories a day, had 3,000, tracked it all. Plan is basically to fast all day, which is what I've done. So it's currently about 6:30 to 7 o'clock, somewhere around there, probably 6:45-ish. And I haven't had anything apart from black coffee, Red Bull, electrolytes, water, all that sort of stuff. So going in here, I'm hoping to use those excess calories first, rather than having a normal pre-workout meal and just kind of letting that sit inside me, if that makes sense. So yeah, plan today is to smash back, but more kind of, I guess, exciting is the plan for tomorrow, which is that I'm going to try and do a 10,000 calorie challenge, Thailand edition. So I have done one of these before in the UK, but this was probably literally 5 years ago now, and I didn't film it other than just the odd clip. So that should be really fun. I'll keep you guys updated on that. And I'm going to do arms tomorrow. So I'm undecided if I'm going to do like a bicep session and then later in the evening do a tricep session, or just do it all in one go. I'll see how I feel. But yeah, got a load of nice food spots, and I thought rather than just like indulging here and there, which I find for me is a way to actually kind of end in disaster, basically just get it all out of my system in one day and film a video on it as well. It'd be quite fun. So anyway, focusing on today, gonna go in there. I haven't trained back at this gym yet. It looks okay, but we never know until we get on the machines. A lot of it's plate loaded, so it might take a while to set up, but definitely gonna go for some pull downs and just see what kind of row machines they have as well in there. So yeah, it should be good, and then cardio as well to finish. But yeah, let's get into it and absolutely destroy the back, lats, rows, everything in between. Right, so I'm starting off today's back day. Just to let you guys know as well, I have not got any headphones, so maybe I'll just have to dig deep, but intensity is going to be, you know, a little bit more difficult to get up there, perhaps on those heavier sets, you know, when you just want to put a crazy song on. So sometimes I guess it's good to just humble yourself every once in a while and, you know, just go with no music. I mean, there is some very faint music playing, but it's not really doing much for me. But anyway, not that that's too important to you guys, but first exercise, going to go for single arm. I'm going decently heavy, so I've got a 25 and a 20 and a 15. So that is basically the equivalent of 3 20 plates, I guess. So yeah, 60 kilos each side, so total 120 kilos. But obviously I'm only doing one arm per side. So I have done a warm-up set on what weight was left on the machine, which was a 25 and a 15, and it felt like comfortable, pretty easy, but still good for a warm-up set. So added a 20, which should make it pretty fucking heavy. I'm not going to use straps for the first set, I don't think. I'm just going to go for it, but depending on how that goes, I might then choose to use straps. So because it's single arm, it doesn't take that much time to set up compared to a double arm exercise, but sometimes just not necessary. So gonna go for this one first, just see how we get on, and then depending on that set, I will either increase, decrease, or just keep the weight the same. All right, I think that was 8 clean, but well, 8 clean reps, but the last rep wasn't quite all the way complete. So just assisting myself with the opposite arm there. So yeah, I'm gonna do the same on the right, which means that even if I was able to get, for example, you know, 9, 10 reps, I'd still cap it at 8, just so I'm not, you know, making that imbalance even more noticeable. But also, I think next set I will use some straps and just go a little bit quicker on those reps. So let's just set up the angle a little bit different here. Okay, so obviously I've only had about sort of 30 seconds in between those sets, but don't really need much time because I'm literally just switching over to the other arm. The only thing I'd say to you guys is make sure that you're not, you know, really out of breath. So I'm just gonna give it another 15, 20 seconds. Let the heart rate come down just a touch more. Also lost one of my wrist wraps, which is a little bit annoying, but I thought I left it at this gym and I asked at Lost Property and they can't find it. So hopefully that'll turn up in the next few days. If not, I'll probably have to buy some because, yeah, I mean, for bench yesterday, I actually am surprised at how much I didn't need it. But yeah, in the future, I don't want to have to, I mean, even doing this, like constantly switching over, this feels odd because it's on the other wrist, but for a few days, it'll be fine. But yeah, fingers crossed that turns up. Because I do love these PROZIS wrist wraps. As I always say to you guys, they're the best wrist wraps that I've ever used. So code GBFITUK on the PROZIS stuff for a discount. And if you can actually use multiple discounts, you can get more discount because they can stack the codes, or you get like a free gift sometimes. So worth a shot. Right, let's get this set going. 8 reps. Yeah, that felt a lot easier on the right arm, not gonna lie. That last rep there, like, I could have easily just done it and made it look like it was all isolated with the lats, but because it was the last rep that I was gonna let myself do, I just really tried to completely lock off any other muscle intervention. So next one with straps, same weight, and I reckon definitely be able to get the same weight and reps. So 8 or maybe even a couple more and get 10, but same premise, whatever I get on the left, I'll then do on the right. Right, good rest on that one, ready for the second set. So this will be the last set that I'll record. I might do one more, I'll see. First set did feel good, to be fair, so definitely got potential for a third, but we'll just see how this one goes. Like I said, I'm gonna use straps on this one just to see if that feels a bit better in terms of grip. Taking my forearm out of the equation, that's gonna be the main impact or reasoning for choosing the straps, basically. As I said, because it's single arm, it's quite easy for me to use the other arm and quickly set up. Whereas sometimes if it's a double arm exercise, like if it was a really wide row, which is double arm or something like that, occasionally it can be difficult and actually takes away from the set, but it does depend. So, you know, definitely trial and error is going to be the best bet. But for me, that last set was good, but I think we can just make it a little bit better. So this one, I'm going to go a little bit quicker on the actual reps themselves and should be able to reach failure a bit closer to 10 rather than 8, but there's still going to be some control for sure. I definitely could do more weight on here, but for what I'm trying to achieve, this is good. So as I said, like being able to actually use my other arm here, my other hand, to put that strap on, is just going to make it a lot quicker and simpler rather than just trying to do it one-handed on the other side if it was a double arm machine. So let's get into the movement itself. Have a good working set. That's good. Yeah, so that was two sets on the left arm so far, and already that is probably feeling like enough, to be fair. Yeah, it's good exercise though. So let me finish the right arm here. Again, about 30 to 60 seconds rest, just to let my breathing calm down. Although, because the last set felt quite considerably easier on the right arm, I'm not that concerned with actually taking as much rest, if that makes sense. Because, yeah, I'm not that worried that I'm not going to be able to get the same amount of reps. So, still a little bit of rest, and obviously just switching straps as well. But let's move the camera. We'll try a set here. Same weight, 320s each side, so 60 kg, which is about probably 130 pounds or so. Oh man. Oh, fucking hell. That was definitely 100% as hard on the right. So kind of glad that felt as good, because obviously it is nice to feel strong on an exercise, but not perhaps weak on one and then strong on the other, like that contrast, you know. It's better just to feel good on both. So yeah, enjoyed that one there. What I'm thinking next is just jump straight on a lat pull down. So let's go get that before that gets taken, although it is quite quiet today, it's Sunday. So next up on the list for back day, I'm choosing a lat pull down with a standard bar today. So nothing fancy, no, you know, separate handles, no neutral grip, anything like that. Literally just the most simple lat pull down bar that you can think of. So recently with this, I've actually been going for well, not a neutral grip for my hands, so not like a mag grip like that. Still gripping the bar like this, which is pronated, but my hands are more neutral in terms of like my arms are in the middle, so they're kind of parallel versus being really wide like that. So just big stretch up. So the main reason I started to do that was because a few of the gyms that I was visiting didn't have a very high lat pull down, which meant that if I was to go wide, you know, 3/4 of the way up the movement, that would hit the top. Whereas this one, for example, even if I reach all the way up, I can't reach the bar even at the end, which is its lowest point. So for this one, it wouldn't make any difference at all. But in the past few weeks, it has. So after actually trying that one, I've just really become to like it, which again is kind of crazy because I never thought that I would choose to do that grip very often, but it just feels great for me at the moment. So what I'm going to do is I am going to go for a parallel grip of this lat pull down, and I'm going to go decently heavy. This machine, or this cable stack, as I said, I trained arms here, and it's just a really, really nice cable stack. So the rest of this gym is cool. The equipment's quite old, but it's like, you know, it's like a cool vibe for a gym. You know, not everything has to be brand new, but then they have got a couple nice pieces of new equipment, and this is one of them. So arms is my favorite here at the moment. I'm gonna probably do arms again here tomorrow, which to be honest might even be my third arm day here, which is kind of crazy. But have definitely been to some other gyms. So I went to Fusion Gym for chest yesterday, went to Hippo's Beach Gym, and also went to another gym on Songkran, which was 24 hour. I think that was called Legend X Fitness. So I've been to around 4 so far, but there's definitely at least another 2 to 3 that I'm going to go to. So, I mean, yeah, 7 gyms in one island is pretty cool, to be fair, now I'm thinking about it. But anyway, tomorrow, arms, today, back, but both of those days I'm going to be using this cable machine itself. So anyway, let's get into this first set. I've done a warm-up and it felt good. So let's go down now, not crazy, but a couple of notches down. So basically I'm 2 notches from the absolute heaviest that this can go. Now I'm actually thinking about it though. No, we'll keep it on that for now. That might end up being quite a high rep set because obviously I wasn't in the zone to do that last working set at all. Whereas now I'm properly focused. But then saying that, you know, I don't have music on either way, so I'm not waiting for a big drop. I'm not taking salts or anything like that. But obviously, you know, when you guys go into a working set, your mindset should change a little bit. And, you know, your mentality is, your brain is what controls everything that's working in your body. So if you can change your mindset a little bit, you can obviously unlock a little bit more power. So definitely now, when I'm getting ready for this set, I'm thinking, right, let's fucking go crazy on this one. Let's really, you know, execute everything properly and see what we can get. So camera angles for this one, I think we'll just go round a little bit more and see how that looks. Try that for now. I'm gonna go cap backwards for this one, just so I don't hit myself in the head. Get the set going. Right, that was good. That actually felt fucking brilliant overall. So, in terms of what I would change next set, literally, I don't think anything. Maybe could put the weight up on that one, potentially. But I think that's good for now. Yeah, really, really liking that one. Again, I don't know why. I mean, neutral grip is nice. But again, I'm not really doing a neutral grip. I just call that a neutral grip because it's not wide. Whereas a lot of time when people talk about neutral grip, they're talking about their hands being like this. You know, like a hammer curl, your hand is neutral. Whereas a reverse curl, your hand is pronated. And then a standard curl is supinated. So this would be, like I said, standard pronated grip, but rather than wide, it's coming up neutral there. So hopefully that makes sense. Anyway, good rest for me now, probably about 2 minutes from now. And then I'll set you guys up for the next working set. So probably get a clip from the back, just to sort of see how lean I'm looking. Although I'm not sure how the lighting is, but obviously it's good to mix it up. And you know, I do edit these videos, of course, and I do watch them back. What I do personally, it's quite interesting because I was listening to Sam Sulek, and obviously he's a big inspiration for me, just documenting my series of training in this way versus just much shorter content, should I say. And he was saying that he doesn't watch his videos back, whereas I will edit them and then I'll watch them on double speed just to make sure that like I haven't, you know, put any clips in there twice or left the sound unmuted, which has happened before. So when I'm doing that, basically I do watch the clips, of course, and I will notice my form on some exercises And it's really interesting to see how it changes from when I'm doing an exercise in a gym that I'm comfortable with, that I've used many times before, or where I'm really heavy in terms of being on peak bulk, weighing 250, 260, nearly 270 pounds. And then in contrast, right now, weighing literally like 210 pounds, 209 pounds. So walking around, you know, if I wake up and have a black coffee, which is, you know, going to be 250 ml at a maximum of water, and a bit of actual water as well to keep me hydrated, let's say half a litre, that's about half a kilo. So that's for like 1 pound. That's no weight at all. So if I'm weighing in 209 pounds, round that to 210, you know, going on a morning walk then versus waking up, having my first meal that I would when I'm trying to gain weight and gain size, and then walking about, you know, because the food's taking longer to digest. And right now I'm eating 2,300 calories, and peak bulk I'll be eating 6.5. So again, that's nearly triple the actual amount of intake. My walking around weight would be basically about 270 pounds, because I'd easily have 7 pounds of, you know, water, undigested food, and actual meals that I've just eaten like in my stomach there. So genuinely like a 60 pound difference in terms of physiques, and yeah, everything else that goes with that, like just the ability to actually fit in clothes, cardio, you know, the amount of cardio that I'm doing per session, but also how my cardio is on an actual basis can change very much. So yeah, looking back at all those things across the different series is really, really cool. And I want to continue that as I not only travel across the different islands, the different countries, the different continents, but also as I go through the consistent bulks and cuts, which I plan to do for, you know, the inevitable future. Because as I said before, like, I do believe that maintenance is a fool's paradise, just because it never really lasts that long. You can only really, in my opinion, be truly satisfied with maintenance if there are so many other factors which are making that a challenge. So in essence, you're not really kind of just maintaining, you're almost like keeping up with your busy lifestyle. Whereas for me to maintain a level of, you know, strength and aesthetic isn't actually that difficult, because obviously I've made fitness part of my lifestyle. Whereas for some people, they might find that very taxing. You know, if they've got back-to-back 12-hour shifts and they've got family that depends on them, they've got kids, they've got pets, you know, things like that. That's obviously for them to maintain. That might actually be really good for them, because if they weren't to focus like that, they'd be going backwards. And maybe they did that for a period of time, and then, you know, a lot of clients will come to me and say, right, you know, I had this fitness routine going, but now I've done this and this in my life, and I've got so many things going on, so I want to make it back part of my routine. Whereas realistically, all they're trying to do is kind of get to that same level of maintenance. Whereas for me, I'm trying to get further than I have been before. So everyone's situation is dependent, but that is kind of my mindset at the moment. But yeah, I've had a crazy rest now, so let's get into another big set. Feeling good again on that one. So what is that now? 2 sets on the single arm pull downs, 2 sets on the lat pull down. Honestly, I'm feeling very, very good on those, the ones that I just did. So I'll probably run that up for another 2 sets, maybe just 1, we'll see. But yeah, for now, battery's about to die. I don't think I'll film any more on this, so I'll probably see you guys for the next exercise.
Climbed up around it, a lot. So you usually get these things started out and stuff. And you see fitting to the side. And our upside chemistry program. And it just choked out the first 6 steps. Most of all, she's all. So she's full, so I take it all very specific ones like the as well. All you get is I should be totally and then you can
Let's do a quick pose.
When you don't do it well, my limbs
Right, I'm pretty sure I just had the camera on and just waffled for so long and it wasn't even recording. So just gonna really quickly go through the main points that I was just saying. Basically, cable row next, going with this standard grip, which is basically 2 handles separate. So I've got 2 carabiners, 1 attached to each cable, and then they meet in the middle and they've got a 3rd carabiner. And that's basically just to keep everything central and make sure it's symmetrical. So when I do this exercise, one of the reasons that I've chose this now is because I feel that it engages a fair bit of my rear delts. So because it's not like a fixed, close metal bar, which a lot of people use, it comes apart a little bit. I've got that extra kind of range of motion at the back there. When I slightly pull apart, that engages my rear delt at the back. So sometimes I actually won't want to fatigue my rear delts too much. I might want to do like a wide bar or even just a normal kind of close grip, which hits my mid back. Whereas for this one, I don't particularly want to do too much rear delt accessories today. I think one, because although I haven't used that reverse pec deck in here, when I used it for chest flies, it was fucking atrocious just because of the range of motion wasn't the main problem, but it was the handles, the way they were twisted, and it just felt overall very, very strange. So if that felt horrible today, next best option would be bent over dumbbell reverse flies. But I don't want to do those because my lower back's been feeling a little bit fatigued from doing like legs and even sometimes recently from doing bench press, from having a good solid arch, keeping my rotator cuffs and my scapula pinned back there. So long story short, going for this one just because it feels good. Haven't done it in a while, so I'm excited to do it. I think it will be quite a bit of a shock to the body in a good way, so I'll feel that fatigue, and also it will work my rear delts. And then lastly, this is again a really nice cable machine with like nice sort of new functioning cables. You know, they're not rickety, they're just smooth. Like I said, guys, I love old school equipment, but cables, there's not really a need for old school cables. You know, you may as well get a new cable machine, which is exactly what this gym's done. So I do really like the style that they're going for. Anyway, let's get into this first set. I'll film a couple on this one, but obviously setting the tone with this first set here. Let's see how we get on. Still no music, but that won't stop me having a great set on this one. Right, let's go. Pretty heavy here. Oh, 3 quick. Ah, right. Fucking hell, that was good. That was taxing, but honestly, probably exactly right for the weight. You know, I didn't do unnecessary partial reps where it was just burning my forearms or anything like that. I was going to wear a belt, but that was definitely a good decision not to, because I'm really out of breath and that didn't hurt my back. So 2 reasons not to wear a belt, whereas 2 reasons as to wear a belt would be 1, back hurts, and 2, I'm not out of breath, so I can afford to restrict my breathing a little bit. But yeah, back's feeling good. We'll obviously get a proper physique update in at the end, but so far feeling pumped, especially lats. But yeah, literally from that one set, my rear delt as well, do feel pumped. So let's keep it moving. I'm gonna do probably, I'm definitely gonna do one more set, that's for certain. I would be maybe just doing 2 if I was definitely gonna do some rear delt accessories, but as I've said, I'm not too buzzed about using that reverse pec deck. So I'll just have to see kind of how that feels. But what I think I'm gonna do is 2 more here. So kind of, you know, plan for that to not be the best. So then that way I get more volume in. And then that way I've kind of done what I need to do. And then I might just go over there if it's free and try a couple more sets if I need to. But again, guys, like, I have got cardio to do. And tomorrow being the 10K challenge, I want to get a good amount done because I just want to feel mentally ready and like worthy to actually consume that much calories. So the main reason I'm doing this, guys, is basically because the entire time that I've been in Thailand, I've been dieting, literally the entire time. And also for a good 6 weeks prior to that, maybe 5. So it's been really restrictive, and now I'm on 2,300 calories, which is high because last bulk I was up to 5.5 thousand. So it's reduced by nearly 3,500, or, you know, just over 3,000 there. It's a really substantial amount. So I want to make sure that I'm still able to enjoy myself while I'm here, and I still want to diet for a bit longer. I could push through, don't get me wrong. I could go for, you know, another month or 2 or 3, but I don't have that much motivation. I haven't booked a show yet, and I'm not going to get to a certain weight and then just stick at a low weight for the next 3 to 4 months. That's ridiculous, because I would like to stay in Thailand for a long duration of time. I'm really enjoying it here. So I think what's better is to just say, right, let's actually finish this cut in a month's time. So that way you're not wasting time. You've got a deadline, so you're more motivated, as in me, but you guys can apply this as well. But then also now I can kind of just get this out of my system, have a load of food, film a fun YouTube video, do the diet, get super shredded. And then from that point, I can then decide, right, do I want to, I mean, I am going to lean bulk at that point, but it's like, do I want to lean bulk for a period of like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 months until I get back to the UK? Or do I want to do literally just maybe a couple of months and then do another really quick mini cut and just jump on stage for fun? But it all depends. I mean, it is cheap to compete, I think, but you still have to think about, like, you know, the tan, the tickets, the transport, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, anyway, let me just set up for another set here because I'm nicely rested. Oh man, I was gonna go for partial reps on that one, but just felt like, not forearms actually, like, hard to say grip strength. Kind of, it's weird, I didn't feel like I was gonna slip, but just like my fingers felt like they were being worked at the end there, kind of just holding that. I still don't need straps though. I just like setting them up and even trying to position them on that. I just don't think it would add to the set. It's not me being lazy, it's just an analysis of that attachment, that perk, should we call it, for you guys that play Call of Duty. One thing, for any of you guys that do play Call of Duty or game as well, when I do come back to the UK this year, I'm planning on doing some live stream stuff. So whether that be, well, it'll probably be on Twitch. I don't think there's much point in doing like TikTok gaming really, but yeah, definitely whatever Call of Duty comes out this year, I hope that's just semi-decent. But if not, I'm thinking of doing like Black Ops 1 playthroughs, campaign, Modern Warfare 2, and then also just going online and just fucking going there and seeing if some of you guys want to join as well. Because I was thinking like, I just don't even need that many people to like get a little trend going. I know people still play these games, but if we could just get like a consistent amount of people hopping back on Black Ops 1 multiplayer, it'd be fucking sick. But I did play over Christmas time and there were still servers open, so yeah, so fun. And then also Minecraft, of course, who the fuck doesn't like that? That'd be so fun to stream with the boys. But yeah, what I'm saying is good things to look forward to. I think for me, because I've been in Thailand for so long already, compared to like other little holiday breaks I'd have, it feels like I'm going to be coming home really soon, but actually I'm not in a rush at all. And so, yeah, it really feels nice to be enjoying myself, but also have things to look forward to when I come back to the UK. So tying in with the gaming setup or the gaming kind of idea, I want to have a new desk set up and just redo my whole bedroom, make that look really nice. And yeah, just completely start fresh, because obviously I've moved everything out, or I've kind of turned my room upside down to pack everything for when I come away. I put certain things in storage and, you know, clean things, and just like basically stripped everything and went through all of my stuff, did a big sort out. So it'll be a perfect time, blank slate, to go through everything. But that is enough chit chat, guys. I'm going to do one more set on this one at least. I'll probably set this one up as well, just to get a final angle on here. Let's go for... Oh man. Right, that'll definitely be it for that exercise. So I did do like a couple extra kind of partials on there, but if that was the first set, I wouldn't be doing those, if that makes sense, just because like in hindsight doing them didn't make it feel that much better. But I didn't want to just like add that to that set, the first one, and then be like, oh man, my hands are fucking exhausted and I've cut up all my hands. Like, obviously I'm exaggerating, but yeah, I just thought, you know, last set, let's just fucking chuck a few around and see if I get a bit more out of it. But yeah, partials on that really just takes a lot of breath out of me. So you can see now I'm like really fucking exhausted, but yeah, feeling good. Hopefully the pump is getting there as well. So I'm gonna go finish on rear delts because I have got a tiny bit more gas left in me. And I don't really feel like doing too much else other than that, because I've done a lat pull down, I've done a cable row, and I've also done a high to low pull, which was the first exercise that I did. So trying to keep it a little bit balanced. Doesn't really matter to me if it's slightly varied, like more rows one week, more delts, you know, rear delts, etc., compared to the last session. But I do like to have some form of consistency in there. Obviously, if I had a goal in mind, which was to grow more of my lats, which has definitely been one of my goals for the past few months, I'd say, before this dieting phase, then that's when I'd say, right, let's start the session with a lat-based exercise rather than let's just go straight into rows. But yeah, to be fair, just do this is really good lighting actually. I might just do a quick little kind of well, it's in the mid session because we're literally nearly done, but yeah, completely fasted today, guys, as well. Like, not had anything at all. Right. Okay, let's keep this moving. So I'm gonna set up for this one now. What I'll do, guys, is I'll just warm up, probably do a couple sets, and then just record one as the exercise for this, and then we'll go get a good pose down in before the cardio. Okay, so rear delts here. Yes, this machine feels good for this. That will be applied to not good. At least we use on it. And also it's really heavy, so there's a lot of weight when you increase music, obviously. Maybe we else to go. All right, that's good. So what I'm going to do, second set, that was only the first set, by the way. So for this one, I'm going to put the weight back to where it was. And then I'm just going to do a drop set again because that actually worked out perfectly, to be fair. So same again for that one. I might, to be fair, I'm not just going to like force myself to do 3 sets as like an arbitrary number. So if I feel, fatigued enough after this next one, then we'll call it there. But that did feel really good. So I'm not opposed to doing a total of at least 3 sets there. And that should be good. So total roundup for the session so far, exercise-wise. We'll go through all the sets and stuff at the end. But this is definitely going to be my last exercise. So this will be starting with a high to low pull down, then moving on to a parallel pronated lat pull down, then moving on to a D-handle cable row, not single arm, and not unilateral as well, because I did attach the 2 cables together in the middle. So they were together, which meant that, let's just say, one of my arms just fucking came off the socket and I was strong enough, I could still hold the weight there. Whereas obviously if they were completely unilateral, if one arm let go, that weight would just ping back there. So to be fair, that's fine. Like, that works for me. There is times where I will do single arm, like completely unilateral, but that takes a lot more time. And especially on that machine in particular, there's nowhere that you can actually grip. So when I did the first exercise, I could actually grip the machine there and go for those pull-throughs. So yeah, I'm gonna do another set on here, maybe 2, but I won't record it. And then we'll get a physique update in to finish this back day. All right, all finished up with that session. That was actually very, very good. I didn't come into it by any means dreading it. I was actually really energetic, kind of in the car park there, but wasn't 100% sure how it was going to go because, like I said, I was really excited to train chest here, and it just didn't live up to the expectations. So basically, arm day here, absolutely approved. Back day, absolutely approved. Chest, definitely don't go there, in my opinion. But legs looks really good. So I will do a leg day here to kind of finish the whole routine. But for now, just going to go through a few poses. So even on fasted, I do feel actually super, super pumped. And especially on my delts as well, which is a bit strange, but good. So just switch the hat back a little bit so we're not getting too much shadow there. Trying to not as well cast too much shadow from these bars above, but I think it's probably the best we're going to get. So, total roundup of the session. As I said, started off with the high to low pull down, which was absolutely fantastic. Really good choice, felt great. First set was just standard. Second set used wrist wraps. Both of them felt really, really good. After that one, I moved on to a lat pull down, which was on the cable machine. So not plate loaded, just the standard lat pull down. But that one also was really, really nice. I think I ended up doing 4 sets on there. So loads and loads of volume. All of those felt fantastic as well. I think I kept the weight exactly the same. Yeah, back feels super pumped. Hopefully that is translated on camera. But yeah, after that, moved on to the D-handle row. Got about 3 sets on there, I think, and they were all fantastic. And then finishing off with the reverse pec deck for 2 sets, but they were both drop sets. So a little more kind of intensity than just a typical set, because with that drop set as well, both of them I reached complete failure. It wasn't a case of like, okay, now I'm just gonna drop it when I'm nearly fatigued. So yeah. This morning's weight was 200 and I think it went back up. So it was like 209 for one day, then it went to like 211, which is what I've been pretty much staying at as a low weigh-in, like a good low weigh-in, so consistent. And then it went up to like 214 after I ate those extra 700 calories. So yeah, not to worry because we are working on the damage control. But I'm actually just gonna move this slightly, get a bit better lighting around here, I think. Okay, so one thing's for sure, I don't feel overly bloated today. So I know it's only 700 calories, that might seem like nothing, but that's almost 30% of my daily intake. So obviously that is going to be more noticeable at this point in the diet than it would be, for example, 1 or 2 months ago. So yeah, abs are feeling really good, to be fair. Actually, I'm surprised. I wouldn't really call that a refeed because it was accidental, and to call it a refeed would just be me like not kind of taking responsibility for it. But that kind of has, in a way, acted as a refeed. Like I feel here, like even on my delts, my lats, like super lean, but also you can actually see the muscles that have been worked. So that's pretty cool. So I'd say from what I ate yesterday, majority of it was carbs. I had some cereal with a protein shake, and then I had 2 of those Nutella pancake things. So each of those, they're 190 calories each, so that's about 400. And then protein shake was 200, so that's 600. And then the cereal was 200, so actually no, it was 800, my bad. But yeah, obviously all tracked it all, and plan is to basically take that off today's calories, but then still do loads more cardio today to account for, or not account for, but help with the calorie challenge tomorrow. So yeah, overall guys, feeling very, very good on this back day. Cut's going well. I'm excited to have some food tomorrow. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So just finish off here with one more back pose. actually we'll do one more from the complete back here. And yeah, I think that should be it, people. So back to feeling nice and pumped, session complete, hydration's been good today. I had a really good sleep as well. Now all that I need to do is go and destroy my cardio. So the time is about 8:40, so I've still got an hour and 20 minutes. I'm not going to do that much cardio, but I definitely want to do at least 45 minutes. And yeah, we'll get that done. And then pretty much just get excited for tomorrow's day of eating, and then also arms. So yeah, thank you guys for watching today's video. Very good back day, good pump as well. And yeah, as always, people, the only way is up.